tuned to WMNF 88.5 FM and WMNF.org. My name is Sid Flannery. I'll be hosting the live music showcase. We take up until 3 p.m. today, and we are very excited. We've got a great band for you today performing live here at WMNF. We're going to turn it over to Danfield. Guys, want to open up a tune for us?
Absolutely. This is called Sunshine. Baby, you're my sunshine, and I'm your little loving tree. So keep on shining through my window, shine your loving light on me. There's only one thing that I want, baby, only a couple things I need. Your sweet loving and my guitar, daddy. So keep on shining on me, shining, baby. When I wake up in the morning, just about the break of day, I get a stretch of morning yawning, and all my troubles fall away. When you leave me every night, the saddest boy you ever saw. I know you got me feeling right now. I know that love could conquer all, 'cause you could never get enough of your love. No, you could never get enough of sunshine, yeah, sunshine, baby, baby, sunshine. Watch me. I walk up to my door, much to my surprise, my baby's coming down with this look in her eye, and then she asked me, have you got my back? Have you got my back? And I say, I got your front, your back, and sides, and of all the pretty eyes that I ever looked inside, you're my sunshine. I got your hips down to your toes, but it's your mind that I like the most, and all the things that you say to me, 'cause you're my sunshine. They come naturally, 'cause you could never get enough of your love, no. You could never get enough of sunshine, yeah, sunshine, baby, baby, sunshine, yeah. Jim Morey, y'all. Surprise, my baby's coming down with this look in her eye, and then she asked me, Have you got my back? And I'll say, I got your front, your back, and sides. And of all the pretty eyes that I ever looked inside, you're my sunshine. I've got your hips down to your toes, but it's your mind that I like the most. And all the things that you say to me, 'cause you're my sunshine. They come naturally. We could never get enough of your love, baby. You could never get enough of your love, no, no. You could never get enough of your love, baby. You could never get enough of sunshine, yeah. Sunshine when I wake up in the morning. Sunshine every night when you leave me. Sunshine, come on, baby, please me. Sunshine, yeah, yeah. Sunshine, baby. Sunshine every day. Sunshine.
Very cool. Good sounding music from Danfield, a tune called Sunshine. Nice peppy tune we can hear with the storms bluster in. Very cool arrangement and lyrics. Danfield. Now, you guys are from St. Pete Beach area, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. How about you guys introduce your band and tell us a little bit about you?
Howdy, I'm Fote. I'm playing the keys and a bunch of percussive stuff.
Dan Gailey playing bass.
Owning the bass. I'm John Holt III, singing and playing some guitar.
I'm Jim Morey playing the trumpet.
Owning the trumpet.
I got to call out that trumpet. That sounds so good in that kind of sound. You know, you guys, you mix up the styles and such. I sense a little bit of, you're described as kind of a fusion type band. You put in some funk and raising and jazz. How would you describe your sounds? It sounds really kind of cross-pollinated kind of way. Nice stuff. Tell us a little bit about your influences and your approach.
The influence is just songwriting. Like I think everyone's favorite bands a lot of times were like based on the song, less on the genre they were trying to fit into because of some higher power telling them to replicate what they've already done and do it again and again, and it kind of gets watered down. We're just trying to make tunes that maybe fit whatever genre the song calls for, and I guess I would call it music for music lovers.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good. Good for our WMNF audience, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you guys do what? Mainly original material. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This will all be original stuff today.
Oh, that sounds great. Let's hear the next tune. What do you got for us?
Cool. This is a tune called Born Without Hate. One, two. Most people today just seem to be stuck inside the walls of this farce society. Only know what they've been shown, and what they've been shown is not to grow. Well, it's a shame. These very people all used to be a newborn child, born without no hate. Your gift is life. Your life is love, despite what you've been shown. We're just children, born without no hate. We're born innocent, compromised the first second. Our lungs fill with the air of the world we've been brought in, but we still have a chance. We still have a chance to take the world back in our hands. We still have a chance to take the world back in our hands. Let's clear the air so we can breathe and flourish free. Born without hate, we're just children. Born without hate, we're just children. Born without hate, we're just children. Ooh. without hate. We're just children born without hate. We're just children. Ooh. We're just children born without hate. We're just children. Ooh. We're just children born without hate. We're just children.
Danfield with Born Without Hate. Let the listeners know that on the first tune we heard John Holt was doing the lead singing, but on that one our keyboard man Sean Fote doing some great lead singing on that. It sounded great.
Thank you.
And you guys compliment some of each other so well on the harmonies, and the other guys in the band too. Outstanding. I do want to let the listeners know they're listening to the live music showcase on WMNF Tampa. Of course, you can listen at 88.5 FM, or maybe you can pick us on the net at WMNF.org or your smartphone app. We're also broadcasting this on Facebook Live at LMSWMNF. That stands for Live Music Showcase, WMNF. Again, we're streaming video of this on Facebook Live. You can see this great band, Danfield. And I hear that you guys all grew up in St. Pete. Is that right?
Born and raised natives, yeah.
Yeah, I asked earlier, and I was going to let the listeners. I wasn't invoking Satan, but there are no green devils among you. Is that right?
Negative, and there's actually a majority of Boca Ciega pirates in the house.
Oh yeah.
Which, yeah, it's very. Frank Williams was our band director. Jim, John, and I's, and he's I'm speaking for myself, but I definitely think through them as well that he is the reason I'm doing anything musically.
Same.
Yeah,
definitely.
He the lessons he instilled in us. It's especially funny that him teaching lessons 10 years later. John was telling me about a time Frank told him, he's like, you need to commence warfare on yourself. Do something, move. And I was like, man, that taught me 10 years later. We're hearing that again. It's just so we have a very symbiotic, distant past that. Now here we are 10 years, 12 years later.
The power of a great teacher.
Yeah, there
That's
you go.
that's very, very cool. What was his name again?
Frank Williams III.
Is he still there? Do you know?
Negative. He retired a few years back, but he is
Yeah.
heavily involved in the education world.
Yeah.
He teaches at Ruth Eckerd Hall, the jazz program.
Yeah.
And this is for you, Frank.
Hey Frank, we love you.
He'll hear this.
And everybody loves Frank.
Maybe that influenced your appeal to different kinds of music. You know what I'm saying?
Completely.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I remember my first day of high school. I didn't know drumline was a thing. I was a drummer, but the marching band that year was doing West Side Story for the marching band show. So our first day of school, we walked in and we watched West Side Story, and I fell in love with it that day. I had no idea what musical theater was, and yeah, it's really cool. So from then on, just every genre, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the next break, I'll ask you about the cultural scene in the Berg, but it's apparent
Cool.
that you guys pull in a lot of neat musical influences. So let's hear another song. Cool. What you got?
This is called Win or Lose, and this is actually dedicated to another Boca Ciega alumni who's recently passed. He's a good old friend of mine and Sean Fote's, and a student of Frank Williams, also Mr. Mike Baker. So we always like to dedicate this song to Mike. It's kind of written about him, so it's called Win or Lose.
What are you fighting for? And tell me you can't ignore. Do you know who's keeping score? Who exploits your life for money? Brother man, he's the son of a man who got no better plans but to see his son grow up to be a much better man than he ever been. They went through thick and thin, but Daddy knows that we don't lose. One man's life is worth more than weighed in flesh and blood and sweat that he might pour upon the sand. And win or lose, he'll be broken and torn from friends and born again. He'll win or lose. In 24 years and it crept by. At 25 he's lost his mind. 26 he should be lucky to have a life force coursing through his veins. And the chariot waiting to take him home again. 'Cause one man's life is worth more than his weight in flesh and blood and sweat that he might pour upon the sand. And win or lose, he'll be broken and torn from friends and born again. And win or lose, and win or lose, and win or lose, and win or lose. And all we're seeing is fallen kings who never wore the crown, by the thousands getting broken down. And all we're seeing is fallen kings who never wore the crown, wore the crown. 'Cause one man's life is worth more than his weight in flesh and blood and sweat that he might pour upon the sand. And win or lose, he'll be broken and torn from friends and born again. And win or lose, and win or lose. Win or lose, and win or lose. 'Cause one man's life is worth more than his weight in flesh and blood and sweat that he might pour upon the sand. And win or lose.
Danfield with Win or Lose on the live music showcase on WMNF 88.5 and WMNF.org. A beautiful song indeed. I want to ask you guys a little bit about growing up in the Burg. But first, just let me say, I think the cultural scene all over the Tampa Bay area is great now. I grew up in St. Pete, but I've been living in Tampa for the last 30 years. But tell me what it was like growing up in St. Pete. What are some places where you used to hang out and hear music? And what are some of your favorite places now? And where can we catch you guys?
The Garden.
The Garden.
The Garden.
Is that right?
The Garden and the old ringside.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah.
Those
up in
were-
Fort- yeah.
Where I grew up was the Refuge on 9th Street, the old punk rock club, long time ago.
Yeah, cool.
It doubled as a church as well on Sunday.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it used to be called Trinity or something,
Yeah, it was a
right?
Trinity Church, but that was after the Refuge. I've
Okay.
seen that. I've
Word.
seen big bands like Blink-182 and MXPX there for like $5 or $4.
Oh, very cool. That's very cool.
Yes.
And in those days, I won't ask if you tried to sneak some underage alcohol from the bartenders or whatever. We won't go there.
No, absolutely
Never,
not.
of course not. No. Well, tell me about where some of your favorite clubs now. Where do you like to hang out? Where can we see you play? You know?
You can catch us at the Ale and the Witch next Saturday, April 27th. We'll be playing there at 8 p.m. We play at the Hideaway. We usually do an annual show there. We've been playing there a lot lately.
Those are both great places to
Yeah.
hear music. Ale and Witch is outdoors, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good scene there. Very good. And the Hideaway is such a wonderful listening area. That's for sure.
Yep.
I want to point out today, John, you're playing acoustic guitar, but you also
sir.
play electric too, right?
Most of them primarily, I guess, in this group.
Yeah, I guess your drummer couldn't make it, and your percussion man today. Is that right?
No, we're down 2 men today. We're down our drummer and our we have an auxiliary percussionist who also plays a myriad of West African instruments that he builds himself.
Oh man,
And we're missing both of them today, so we're kind of piecing it together. But it's
Shout out to
fun.
PK and John.
Yeah, shout out to PK and John. We miss you guys.
without a doubt. Well, I plan to hope to see you guys at Ale and Witch, April 27th. Is that a Saturday night?
Yes, sir.
Sounds
Yeah,
great.
That's
Sounds
an
cool.
Earth Day celebration sort of thing. So
It's the same day as our CD and record sale here at WMNF too. So
Oh.
I plan to get over to Ale and Witch that night.
Nice.
Sounds great. Danfield on the live music showcase at 88.5. Well, guys, let's hear another tune.
Okay. We're gonna do this these two songs that we usually bump up against one another, Little Black Heart and Time Machine. Listen if you can catch the Back to the Future reference in the second song.
And I can see you leaving me, and I leave my legacy. 'Cause there's just a thing or two that I learned from you and me. If this was the ending scene of a motion picture movie, credits would roll by without your name across the screen. And you can eat yourself alive with this thought pollution. A fire in your mind can get you through this, burning up the fear that keeps the hatred in your little black heart. There's a message that I sing with this composition, but you won't hear a thing if you don't listen to the sound in your little black heart, in your little black heart, in your little black heart. The piece of a puzzle gets used in such a way that no average student could see beyond his own and next door pieces of a puzzle. And closeness isn't real excitement. It's the calm before the thunder and lightning that hinders your ability to weather the storm. You can eat yourself alive with this thought pollution. A fire in your mind can get you through this, burning up the fear that keeps the hatred in your little black heart. There's a message that I sing in this composition, but you won't hear a thing if you don't listen to the sound in your little black heart. Eat yourself alive. A fire in your mind. Keep on burning up the fear. Keep the hatred deep inside. And you won't hear a thing if you're not listening. So listen to the sound, the sound, the sound in your little black heart, little black heart. Oh no, no, in your little black heart. In your little black heart. when she look at me, why my heart gotta beat so fast. And she's burning up, she got me burning up. And she got style, she funky too, and make you feel alone in a crowded room when she look at you. And she's got me now, yes, she got me now. If it was you that I was waiting for, where were the signs and all that I ignored? If I could go back in time machine, what would I say to the woman of my dreams? You are my destiny, you're my destiny, baby. And is there a chance that love could break this barrier in time and space, 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 space? Well, I'm trying now, and please, Doc, show me how. If it was you that I was waiting for, where were the signs and all that I ignored? If I could go back in time machine, what would I say to the woman of my dreams, my dreams? that I was waiting for? Where were the signs and all that I ignored? If I could go back in time machine, what would I say to the woman of my dreams? And you are my destiny, you're my destiny, baby. Hey!
Two great songs tied together so well, Little Black Heart and Time Machine from Danfield, featuring John Holt III on acoustic guitar and lead vocals, Sean Fote on some percussion and background vocals, Dan Gailey on bass, and Jim Morey on trumpet. Marvelous music, guys. We are so happy to have you here at WMNF today. This is a real treat for us and our listeners. Thank you for being here.
Feelings mutual.
Yeah, we're stoked.
I want to remind people, if you happen to miss this show today, it'll be out there for a while. For the next week, it'll be in our archives at WMNF.org. You can go to the program schedule, go to the live music showcase on Fridays from 2 to 3 p.m. And this next thing is really neat. It'll be sitting out there for a long time on YouTube. The things we do here on the live music showcase are stored on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, Live Music Showcase at WMNF, and look up Danfield. And I know we had Randall Bramblin in here a week or two ago. It's great stuff. And mainly, I hope you're listening now at 88.5 FM, or maybe you're seeing the video live stream at Facebook Live, LMSWMNF. Guys, tell us a little bit about your musical influences. And in addition to hearing great music at WMNF, how you get exposed to other music, and what, do any of you have a CD player? I mean, just kidding. Tell me about how you get turned on to music and some influences you have.
I got an interesting story on that front. I was night manager of Asylum Records, the flagship location on Central and 66th, fresh out of high school for about 6 years. Shout out to John Harris and to Walt Plott and Melissa Harris. They gave me a chance to work there, and I would slap my little back in 5 minutes sticker on the door and light some incense and listen to some new music, and I would discover all kinds of music. People would come in, I would order them CDs, and then they say, order yourself one and check this out. So I discovered quite a bit of just good. There's something good about everything if you listen close enough. So
yeah, I think
it
that
was all
shows up
there.
in your all's music, and without a doubt. Yeah, cool.
Thank you.
Anybody
And
else?
well, to piggyback on that, like just an idea of like how that influence can again be passed on. John's always been a huge influence, like because he did sit at the record store and just read all the liner notes and listen to everything front to back, and then he shared some of his favorite stuff with me. Like after a show, he'd pull me into his car like, dude, you gotta hear the CD, you gotta hear Alan Stone, this new guy. Like any new artist, like he's always showing the way. Aside from friends, me personally, my family, I realized as of very recently, my parents are music lovers. My dad dabbled in drums a little bit growing up, like garage band stuff, but he wasn't a musician, but they loved music. And that just the sheer fact that I used to like work with my dad in the summer mowing lawns, like hearing the old, radio stations, hearing all the old classic stuff, like just good music, that's just was burned into my brain personally from a young age. And it's like, that's what I hear.
Yeah, I gotta agree with him. My father played the auto harp, which
cool.
is a bluegrass instrument. Mother Maybelle Carter,
Sure.
Carter family. And all when I was young, they listened to Motown and Simon and Garfunkel, and literally those hours in the car, like heavily influenced, like the music. And I love everything from punk rock to jazz, but Motown and that sort of era was real special to me. So that's my thing.
Oh, very cool, very cool. Danfield with us here on the Live Music Showcase at WMNF Tampa. My name's Sid Flannery. Thanks so much for being here, guys. Let's hear another tune.
What's up?
Movement.
Cool. This is a song called Movement. I'd like to dedicate this to my sister, Gina Fote, if she's hearing this. This is for you.
Gina,
I love you. Sister Fote. She's my twin. Not literally, but yeah, literally.
People Isn't it a shame? People relying on old ways. People don't want to change. People, that's okay. There's a movement coming along. It's a one-stop train leaving today to a better place that we create. People, listen to the suffering, product of old ways. People, learn to be accepting of the faults that we've displayed. Stop living a life in ignorance. Stand up for love and raise a fist. You'll never have peace with war in mind. Believe in peace. Practice what we preach. We have to be the change that you wish to see. If you want to live in peace and harmony, and harmony, and harmony. People, we are the power. Let us never forget the impact of our choices. We must always reflect. We vote every day with what we consume. We gotta know where it comes from, and at the cost of who we have to be the change that you wish to see. If you wanna live in peace and harmony, and harmony, and harmony, we have to be the change that you wish to see. If you wanna live in peace and harmony, and harmony, and harmony, there's a movement coming along. It's a one-stop train leaving today to a better place that we create. We have to love more for those who hate, live more for those who can't. Life's a story, write it well. We have to love more for those who hate, live more for those who can't. Life's a story, write it well. We have to be the change that you wish to see. If you want to live in peace and harmony, and harmony, and harmony, we have to be the change that you wish to see. If you want to live in peace and harmony, and harmony, and harmony, we have to be the change that you wish to see. If you want to live in peace and harmony, and harmony, and harmony, we have to be the change that you wish to see. If you want to live in peace and harmony, and harmony, and harmony.
Featuring Sean Fote on the lead vocals. There's Danfield with a beautiful tune called Movement. Folks, I hope you enjoy what you're hearing on the live music showcase. That's WMNF. We'd like to big shout out too, before we get back to the guys in Soar Music, I'd like to thank our crew today. We on the audio board, we got Bill Dudley doing a great job mixing this.
Thanks, Bill.
I have to wonder, Bill, it must be fun mixing a band that's this good, putting these instruments together. Thank you, Bill. He's being assisted on the soundboard by Richard Stone, our video director. Our video directors, Bob Hoken. On cameras today, we got Marcy and Tom Connors. Thank you so much. And again, you can hear this at 88.5 FM or at WMNF.org or a live stream of the video at Facebook Live LMSWMNF. And we told you about the ways you can hear it afterwards that we did at the previous break. Well, guys, tell us a little bit how people can find your music. I know you're working on some recorded music, and just tell how to find us on Facebook or website or whatever. And how can people locate you?
You can find, we're on Facebook, Danfield, one word, Danfield. On Facebook. We are releasing a song we hope to be able to fit in before the end of the session here. very soon. And other than that, you can go on YouTube and type in Danfield Band, and you'll find about 7 acoustic videos that we've shot over the years. Other than that, we have not recorded much music because we've taken some time to play in other bands and move around, and it's been a long road.
Time to record.
Yeah,
AKA.
it'd be great. It sounds good. Where does the name Danfield come from, if I may ask?
That's top secret.
Oh, okay. I'm good with that. Well, we're sure nice having you here at 88.5. Guys, we've got about another, 12 minutes or so to go. Let's get another tune in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
We got time for 1 or 2 more.
Oh, at least 2. Sure,
Okay,
2,
cool.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Money and power can be evil things, things that we no longer need. It's time we all walk away into a new, brighter place with the power of the sun. With the power of the sun. We truly have an option to be free. Free from the shadows of darkness, the powers of greed. No more wars on foreign coal. Uniting the earth, one common goal. With the power of the sun, we can do anything now. We can do anything now. With the power of the sun, we can do anything now. We can do anything now. With the power of the sun. It's time we plant seeds for the future. Teach how to grow with care and love. Sustainable beings, we must be. All for one and one for all. With the power of the sun, we can do anything now. We can do anything now. With the power of the sun, we can do anything now. We can do anything now. With the power of the sun, we can do anything now. We can do anything now. With the power of the sun, we can do anything now. We can do anything now. With the power of the sun.
Danfield with Power of the Sun here at WMNF Live Music Showcase. That song was sung by Sean Fote. Did you write that one, Sean?
I did.
Very timely tune. Very good music indeed. Guys, let me ask you just a little bit about the instruments you're playing. And Jim, let me ask you first. Does it enhance the sound of a trumpet when the finish is worn off a little bit?
Yes.
Yes. That's the funk.
Actually, it can change the sound. Actually, when growing up, I had one with no lacquer on it, and it does make it a little bit warmer or something like that. Or maybe that was just all in my mind.
Yeah, yeah.
It looked cool. Because,
What kind of trumpet is that? Which brand?
let's see. It's a Martin.
Oh, very cool.
Good, not Taylor.
Yeah, exactly.
No, let's hoping it wasn't a Taylor.
Oh God.
I really love this trumpet. A friend of mine gave it to me who since passed away. And it's just got sentimental value.
Yeah.
And that's how I like my instruments. As long as the valves work on it, it's a great instrument. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it sure sounds great in these songs you guys are playing. Nice.
Oh,
That's
thanks.
such a nice addition here in the trumpet. How about you, Jim? What kind of guitar are you playing there?
This is a Martin.
Yeah.
That's a HD 28. Mine. Yep.
In and out.
That's the best. It's the best.
And Dan, what kind of bass is that?
I'm playing just a 4-string Fender jazz bass.
Okay.
Nice.
Old faithful.
And Sean, I got to give a shout out. That keyboard you're playing, Reverend Billy Wirtz was in there. He does the great Rhythm Revival right after 3 o'clock, and he was admiring that keyboard system. What is it? What's that called?
This is a Nord Electro 5D. Nord. Hi, Nord. I've been playing your keys for a while. I really like them.
Sponsor me, please.
Well, folks, we got Danfield here on the Live Music Showcase, and we got about another 8 minutes to go. So let's get some good tunes in here in about 8 minutes. We might chat a little bit. Let's hear some great music, though. And Danfield out of St. Pete, Florida. You can see them in the area and check on their Facebook page. Guys, let's hear another tune or two on the Live Music Showcase at WMNF Tampa.
All right. This is called Olivia. This is the one we just recorded, and we're pretty happy with the way it sounds. So look for it. Look for it coming up. Yeah, this is the missing parts version, but it's gonna be great.
There she was waiting on a train to take her to the city. She burned it in her brain. I'm not from this town, and I'd like to know if I could burn it down, and I'd do it slow. I think I'd like to bask in the afterglow. She starts sleeping on a park bench, following strange folks to luxury apartments, looking for love that she left behind, drowned it in the mud of a broken mind. She don't care for herself, and spirit is an echo in a well. Olivia, the stones that you've been throwing, weighing you down, Olivia. And she south as she stumbled, the concrete valley in the middle of the jungle. This is a wide unknown, we couldn't get much higher. And I'm so far from home, and I'm close to the fire. And Olivia, the stones that you've been throwing, they're weighing you down, Olivia. And she starts sleeping on a park bench, following strange folks to luxury apartments, looking for a love that she left behind, drowned it in the mud of a broken mind. And she don't care for herself, her spirit is an echo in a well. She's an empty shell. And Olivia, the stones that you've been throwing, they're weighing you down, and weighing me down. And Olivia, the stones that you've been throwing, they're weighing me down, and making it hard to be around. I'm giving up, weighing you down, Olivia.
Olivia Indeed Danfield on the Live Music Showcase at WMNF. My name is Sid Flannery. I sure hope you've been enjoying the Live Music Showcase today. We'll have another about 3 or 4 minutes of it. At 1 minute hour, we'll have 5 minutes of news from National Public Radio. Then Reverend Billy Seawort's in with the Rhythm Revival. That's always fun. Folks, if you like what you're hearing today, you'd like to make a donation, this is a community-supported, non-commercial station. Go to our website, WMNF.org, and add some money to the tip jar so we can keep doing the Live Music Showcase and keep great bands like Danfield coming in here today. Talk about John Holt III, Sean Fote, Dan Gailey, and Jim Morey. And John, again, tell us about your two members who couldn't be here today.
We have Mr. Patrick Clemoesh, who plays a lot of harp instruments and various world instruments and percussions. And then we got John McDonald on drums, who we're missing today. So I just want to say everybody in the band is a writer, and that's our goal as a band, is to support each individual's respective musical outlook and be there for them. So whoever's writing the tune kind of gets to lead the band for that song. That's our kind of a concept. So
very nice. And people can find you on Facebook, Danfield, and you can be April 27th, a Saturday night, the Ale and Witch in downtown St. Pete.
Yep.
Guys, we got just about 2 minutes left till the news break. Can you take us into the news break with some good music? What do you say?
This is called Sweetness.
This is Danfield on WMNF Tampa.
I used to stare out my window at night, listen to the cars on the causeway, and the Corey, it bathes in the moonlight, the air singing Sunday. I have these memories of when I was a perfect person, unaware of the world outside, safe behind my window curtain, drifting on a dream in an 80s movie. Rewind so we can find the sweetness in life, take advantage of each moment, the time passes by. Don't ignore the love you feel inside. The finer things are free, take hold of the sweetness. Lost and then found in the woods. We'd stay out too late, won't come home till it was understood. The joy in my heart was thinking about it. Let me think about all these memories of when I was a make-believer, unaware of the world outside, drifting down an easy river, drifting on a dream in an 80s movie. Rewind so we can find the sweetness in life, take advantage of each moment, but the time passes by. Don't ignore the love you feel inside. The finer things are free, take hold of the sweetness.